All right, what's up, people? We are here with the live stream for One Piece. It's me and my homeboy Adonis.
Hey yo, how
Um,
y'all doing, everybody?
so yeah, man, our first topic will be: Are the Yonko living up to the hype? And I think that they are way above the hype because just Big Mom alone at 5 years old is above the hype, in my opinion. What about you?
Um, Honestly, it's hard to say because we have yet to see Yonko versus Yonko. Right?
That's true.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and Zach made a great point saying that we haven't really seen or experienced Yonko's strength against another Yonko to kind of measure and gauge that. Right? We have it against rookie captains. We've seen it against members of our crew, Straw Hats, but we have yet to see, let's say, Blackbeard. The best example for me, Blackbeard versus Whitebeard, as far as a real battle of where you gauge that Yonko strength. But how do we put Shanks in that equation if we think about his encounter with Blackbeard or his fight with
Yeah,
Mihawk or
but
fights with Mihawk?
with that being said, you don't necessarily need to measure Yonko against another Yonko because if you can measure him, like you said, against a rookie captain, we
Right,
all about know um, people's levels. So you don't necessarily have to have people of equal level in order to tell how
right,
far they are. Because
right.
if you need somebody Yonko level to tell you that Big Mom at 5 years old was already a problem, then
Yeah,
you,
yeah. You don't need another Yonko to
yeah, that's
to
it.
show that. I see that. But I think hype wise, I'm not buying into the hype like that. I guess for a few reasons. I understand that they have crews and a following. You got a big crew and a big following because you're in the position and you have the power that you're in. But if we look at somebody like Luffy, right, who is on the proposed path to be a Yonko, now the Straw Hat crew is not going to grow to, let's say, the crew size of Big Mom's crew.
But look at Shanks' crew.
True,
And
true.
plus, you don't necessarily have to have a big crew. Like we learned with Whitebeard during the Paramount War that you can have allying pirate crews who are autonomous on their own and
Hmm.
they can still join you, just like the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. So to say that you need a big pirate crew, that's kind of a false
So
statement.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's about your members. I think, me personally, I think Shanks. I put Shanks top rank as far as just strength goes because the respect that he garnered, to me, the respect that he garnered from Whitebeard, right? Not only when they encountered with each other, but just the understanding of him. And not only that, but at least we got to think. Gold Roger gave somebody his straw hat, right? And I know that other Yonko may not have been in that position, but for the Pirate King to
But
choose a
look,
specific person, you got
but
to see
look,
the potential in somebody.
but also Michael Jordan drafted Kwame Brown with the #1 pick. That don't mean nothing. That's just a bust.
That's true. That's true. He's straight bust.
So
Straight
just
bust.
because
That's
he
true.
chose, just because Gold Roger chose Shanks does not mean anything. Like
That's true.
Shanks could have been a bum. He also chose Buggy, but I mean Buggy shows
Yeah,
other
but yeah,
things.
Buggy's
Yeah,
influence though, right?
yeah.
Right. Buggy's influences. You don't have to be the best fighter
But I
to
mean, if
have
you're
him
going,
best.
but you were going based solely off of strength, though. You were talking about
Solely
strength.
off of
So
solely off of strength. I'm saying Shanks number one.
I don't know how you can say Shanks #1 when everybody through the entire show has said 1v1 bet on Kaido.
We have yet to see Kaido. First and foremost, I don't know about any encounters with Kaido, but I do know that when Shanks was on his way to Marineford, right? I know that Kaido, they had an interaction. We was never specified what happened, whether it was friendly, whether it was unfriendly, right? All we know is that Shanks made it to Marineford on time, unscathed. And I know that Yonko with each other because they're all emperors, so it's not always going to be that way. But if you look at Kaido, who's to say that Kaido would not have been adverse to the situation? He wouldn't have had an adverse reaction to what was going on, okay? Because everybody knows Luffy's coming for the crown. So and Kaido knows that too. So
No, they don't care.
Shanks is going to
Kaido,
intervene.
Kaido and Big Mom and the other Yonko, they don't really even care about Luffy for. He's just a
Yeah,
speck in their eyes, though.
yeah.
So they
Right.
can
As of
he can
right
be
now,
coming for the crown, but it doesn't really matter. And a lot of people
right?
always
But
put. put a lot of emphasis on when Shanks and Kaido met up, but we don't know what happened. People say that he fought Kaido, but I just don't believe that he could
You
fight
don't
Kaido
believe? I
and
don't.
come unscathed and come out unscathed. Like he's that much stronger than Kaido. That's too much.
Maybe I'm not that
Dude,
much
nobody
stronger.
will
I
be
think
able to touch
the strength, the strength disparity between Yonko, I'm sure is very small margin, a very minimal margin as to who's the strongest based on pure fighting strength. Of course, we're all gonna have to say Kaido because everybody says 1v1 Kaido. He's number one.
Yeah, I mean, if you have
But
no other nothing else to go on, and the only
right
information you have to go on is the actual people saying, "Hey, 1v1, you got to bet on this guy," then you got to bet on him. Like this until proven otherwise. Otherwise,
until Yonko start to say something, I think
exactly.
I'm
And Big
still I'm
Mom said
still
it. Big Mom called him a thing, and when people call
she
her a
did
thing,
she
that's
did
like
call him a thing. Yeah,
that's,
that's the ultimate compliment coming from another monster.
yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you're a monster too.
Cause she even
Yeah.
was like, man, she was like, man, I don't like Gold Roger. She didn't refer to Gold Roger as a thing. She still didn't
hmm
refer to him as a thing. She was just like, oh man, he tricked me and all this stuff. I'm mad at him. He tricked me and he became the Pirate King and all this stuff. But she refers to him. You think you can beat that thing? That's one thing. But people say that try to say that Shanks defeated Kaido and then went out to the Paramount War. But how was that when Shanks couldn't even defend himself against Blackbeard?
I mean,
Blackbeard
he
scratched
got a
his eye.
scar against Blackbeard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you think Blackbeard is that much stronger than Kaido? But
I
pre
I mean,
Devil Fruit?
no,
No,
but a
I feel like
scar.
he couldn't have held a candle to him. I mean, like you saying that Blackbeard with no Devil Fruit powers can leave a scar when Kaido, the king of all beasts, can't. Come on, man.
Blackbeard no devil fruit powers against Kaido.
That's I'll say Kaido
I
all the way.
don't.
Kaido all the way.
Yeah,
No way.
I mean, as of right now,
As
yeah,
of
that's
as of
all I
whenever.
can say.
Because if Blackbeard didn't have any Devil Fruit powers, then I don't think he would have beaten Whitebeard, sick and old Whitebeard.
I always for sure, no devil fruit powers. I don't think Blackbeard is at a
But
level where
but also
a
one
lot of
thing
people are with their hockey,
But
especially
also one
Blackbeard.
thing, his devil fruit does give him double the pain though. So that kind of like he has to take a lot more pain than other people,
Hella
especially Luffy.
hella durable. He's hella durable. He might be able to stand with Kaido, but a victory, I don't. I'm not banking on him to do serious damage. He might leave us. Who knows? He might leave a scar on Kaido too. Blackbeard is dirty though. Blackbeard is a dirty fighter in my mind.
How's he a
Right?
dirty fighter?
I just I just think that his devil fruit encourages him to be a dirty fighter.
How though? How is he a dirty fighter?
All right, even when now, I mean, maybe it's not such a dirty fighter thing to just pull out your gun and start shooting Whitebeard. Whitebeard's whipping you, and then have all your homies start shooting him up also.
That's
I guess
dirty. What
that's
are you
not so
talking about?
much
You
as
talking about dirty fighting? That's the epitome of dirty
that's not so dirty.
fighting.
But
They shot
still,
dude for
if
about
you
10
go,
hours,
but if
man.
but if you're duking it out, I know. But if you're duking it out with somebody, and you're testing your strength, and you start to feel like you're falling behind, now you're just gonna you pull all your backups and pull out your guns, right, and start just blasting. And say, I'm not doing this anymore because I can't do it.
Are you talking about Whitebeard or Blackbeard?
Blackbeard.
Because you said Whitebeard is a dirty fighter. That's how.
No. I was saying Blackbeard is.
Okay. Maybe I misheard you,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
thought you were talking about Whitebeard.
I think Blackbeard is like the dude is just a little insidious, and in a 1v1, I wouldn't trust 1v1 against Blackbeard. I don't think that would even happen in any
Unless
scenario.
unless all of his other crewmates
Down and
are,
out.
are already fighting. Now they're fighting other people because it's hard. I'd be hard pressed to see like Shiryu fighting Zoro when Luffy's fighting Blackbeard, and Shiryu says, "Okay, I'm gonna go help Blackbeard out," and then Zoro doesn't just slash him from
Yeah.
wherever he is. But but one thing is like the hype of Yonko. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at just one feat of each Yonko. Um, Kaido fell like how many kilometers? I think it was like
Uh,
10
10,000
what?
meters.
Yeah, 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 meters. Like 10K. He fell from 10K. Got upset my head. Big Mom tried to slap a bear and killed it. Shanks. Um, well, he hasn't really done much other than. using Conqueror's Hockey on that one sea monster and
Right. See, we don't
stopping.
even really know a whole lot as far as where does Shanks
Yeah,
what ground does he stand on? That
but
has yet to have been stated, other
also
than
his
by other comrades.
his hockey was so strong that it was breaking Whitebeard's ship. And you got to know
Yeah.
Whitebeard's ship is not just a regular ship. It
Yeah, the
has
Moby
to be
Dick,
a really
the
durable
Moby Dick wasn't no
ship.
like you know,
Yeah, it's not
the
a.
fleet ship.
It's not just they don't just have like like low quality wood on that. That has to be pretty
Right.
high quality wood. And
Right.
Yanks was just breaking.
Could
And
it
even
could have
Marco was
been
like, "Hey man, you letting your hockey leak, bro. You
it
coming
could
over
have been
here
the wood
telling me you
from
don't want to fight."
the tree of Adam, or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it because Shanks was bringing that pretty easily, but just letting his
Right.
hockey. Look, and
Right.
if
Was
it's supposed to be the most durable thing, then Shanks is pretty OP.
that's something. You know he's you. I As far as his feats go, I think that Shanks to me is kind of like Dragon in the sense that I don't think a whole lot of what they can do is going to be revealed until we start getting further into the new world. When things get real shaky, when that balance starts to shake up.
Yeah. All right, but and then Blackbeard, he's the only guy to ever have two devil fruit powers. He has the strongest devil fruit that can destroy the world, and he has the
Yeah.
darkness devil fruit. It's just like, in my opinion, they're up to the hype. They're up to the hype, and I feel like Blackbeard has grown within these 2 years beyond something that we can even imagine right now. He has to in order
I
to have
think so.
become a Yonko.
Yeah, because he went from being considered a rookie captain,
Yeah,
part of the worst generation, in a short span of time. It didn't take long. Get to the new world, start conquering. Now you're on that level. I just would like to see, as far as Big Mom was up to the hype. You know, Big Mom was definitely up to the hype.
Big Mom was beyond the hype with
Big
Zeus
Mom
and
was
Prometheus. It was
right,
just it was just something crazy that you wouldn't even imagine that she would have. People said that she had a nail and Ace's powers, but until you saw Nami use Zeus and use
yeah,
something like an El Thor type lightning bolt, and it never really hit you until you see that. And that's
right,
something that Big Mom can do because all of her other subordinates that were on the ship were like, Big Mom just killed the Straw Hats.
right. Yeah, that's Big Mom's attack. She must have used you, not somebody else. She must have. So that's her level of strength. We're on at it. I don't think I'd say yes, but I need to see more of what I think they can show against a level of like their strength or at it. So I don't disagree, but I want to see a Yonko um, display what it would take to, let's say, quell a situation with another Yonko or somebody aspiring to be a Yonko. Not like not like with the Straw Hats and Luffy. It's a different situation, right? Because
But why do you need to see that? Why do you need to see them go against another Yonko just to see how strong they are? That makes no sense because you can already
or
gauge your strength off of how they beat somebody else.
but I want to see what
How badly you beat somebody also shows how strong you are, how much stronger you are
true,
than them.
true, but I want to see what level it is that they can actually go to. Not just like, okay, I know that you put this person down so easily, so you must be, you know, somewhere out there. I want to see them actually have to. I want to see a Yonko struggle. That's what I want to see. At
Yeah,
what point? At
yeah.
what point do we start drawing limits to strength and gauge? Okay, can this person go here? Can this person go here? And then have a clear like ranking as far as what like like the admirals. There's a clear ranking in admiral strength, even amongst the admirals. They all might be at a certain level as far as the marine goes, but there's a clear, you know, kind of set point where we know who's put where. And as far as
Not necessarily.
as far as we see, I think from what we see, right, Akainu clearly stands at the top. That's just from what we see,
But Kizaru didn't want the fleet admiral position, and Garp
right?
didn't want the fleet admiral position because Garp could have been the fleet admiral. He was that strong. And you think that Garp is the only marine that is staying at his level when he's above his level? There has to be other
No,
people that are doing that.
For Garp 1v1 Akainu right now, well, Akainu takes the victory. Garp is
We don't.
older.
People would have said the same thing if Akainu fought Whitebeard, and we never saw it. They'd have been like, Whitebeard's old. Akainu is is younger. He has almost every advantage, but Whitebeard still gave him a run for his money.
I think Whitebeard would have put him down
Yeah,
beforehand. Beforehand, if I had seen if I was like, okay, Akainu and Whitebeard, to me personally, I think Akainu's overrated. Okay, that's just me personally, but I think he's put in that position to be that intimidating. Yes, the dude is at a level that a lot of people can't reach, but I just think he's a little bit overrated amongst the Marines. Period. That's just me.
well, in my opinion, in One Piece, sometimes the leveling is kind of weird because, like, how Luffy defeated Crocodile in Alabasta in like the beginning, near the
Yeah,
beginning of One Piece.
yeah,
Then you see Crocodile immediately get arrested, so he couldn't train. He's arrested, taken to Impel Down, and
right.
then as soon as he gets to the War of the Greatest, he fights Doflamingo evenly,
Mhm, mhm.
and Doflamingo even recognizes him and says, "Hey, join my crew." If Crocodile was just a pushover, like how people always say he is, then Doflamingo would not be acting like that. Because Doflamingo is a good judge of strength
Great judge of strength.
because you don't become an integral part of the underworld just by being a bum or just by being strong. You have to be strong and smart.
Right, and you gotta have a name in the underworld. You got to be
Yeah,
something that people don't want to mess with. And
yeah,
nobody's trying to mess with you, you know. But Doflamingo's got that evil in him, so it ain't just about his strength or his fighting powers. He's the dude is dark.
yeah. But one more thing is that like a lot of people always rely about like oh strength, strength, strength. But like just because a person defeats another person does not mean necessarily mean that they're stronger than them. It could mean that they had an advantage, whether it's fighting style, devil fruit, or health
Yeah,
wise, or anything. There's a lot of different types of a lot of different conditions that are in a fight. And I feel like people should examine those conditions more than just saying he beat him, so he's stronger than him. Since
he's stronger.
since
One,
A beat
off, put him down.
yeah, since A beat B and B beat C, then A is automatically stronger than C. But that's not how it is in One Piece
Right,
or in
right.
fights in general.
You have situation. You have strategy. Got all sorts of stuff that can happen. All right. One. Okay. So where I stand, Yonko hype. Um, I just, I guess I have my bias because I just want to see more action from them. Haven't lived up to the hype so far. Big Mom is definitely up to it. Kaido, I mean, just from what we hear about Kaido,
And we've seen him fall from a cloud. I don't know what more
yeah,
you want, man. This dude fell from a
yeah,
cloud and got up with a
yeah,
headache. I mean, come
yeah,
on, man. He said my head
yeah.
hurts a little. Come on,
Not
man.
only that, but he put down the entire, you know, Eustace and his crew.
Three pirate
So
crews.
yeah, like
But he
nothing.
probably didn't even put them all down. He probably just beat up Kid, and then everybody was like, "Yeah, we give up."
Right, it's over. Shanks, I know how I feel about Shanks, so I know where I stand on that. And then,
But a lot of people.
yeah, and Blackbeard, obviously. So, you know, the Yonko, I think they're going to start to show up. I really do. Um, one thing I wanted to kind of touch on, right? Sanji, the events with Sanji and Sanji's
Bro,
return to the crew.
same here. But I was just about to say. I was just about to talk about. That was my next topic. I was waiting
So,
till you finish
yeah.
in order to say that. But let me interrupt you real quick. But
Go ahead.
let's talk about how the events that have unfolded in the last couple chapters of where Sanji now has to bake the cake to quell Big Mom's anger. Because a lot of people are upset about that. But what more fitting way is there for Sanji to showcase who he is than for him to cook? That's the best way for
Right,
him to do it. And just because he's
right,
cooking a cake does not mean that that's the only thing he's gonna do.
right, right. Not only that, but I think for people to be upset about one of our characters highlighting their most important skill set, the reason why they joined the crew in the first place, right? Let's take this into context. Let's put Chopper in a certain situation, all right? Let's say that Luffy's life is on the line. Something drastic happens, and only Chopper can procure a medicine to, bring Luffy either back to his senses or maybe give him something that takes Luffy's strength or power to the next level. Would people be upset because they're not seeing Chopper fight? Would people be upset because they're not seeing Chopper, uh, you know, do this or that or the other? Or would they be like, dang, Look at Chopper doing what Chopper does best. Look at
Exactly. It's
him
because
taking what
Sanji.
look what he knows. Yeah,
It's because Sanji was a fighter. We have seen Sanji fight and take down the third strongest, second or third strongest fighter multiple times, and have so many great moments that people just are like, okay, they see him as a fighter first. But like somebody like Zoro is a totally a fighter first. Like his thing is, I want to be the strongest swordsman.
that's it. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Swordsmanship is fighting. It's not.
So,
Zoro
so
can't do a whole lot with that.
So when Zoro's showcasing his skills and what he can do, it's going to be nothing but fighting. But just like Joy Boy was saying, a lot of people, all they want, that's all that they want. They want all Straw Hats to be like Zoro, to all have cool character designs, have a cool personality, and
Right.
every good guy to be like Zoro, every bad guy to be like Hedda Curry. That's all that they want. They don't want to see somebody like Dope Flamingo, who's trill, who's cool, smart, calculating, cruel, and everything. But then he look at the way he
Right.
dressed. A lot of people don't like that, but that's how Oda does it. He
Right.
has
That's
people
that's
be
him.
that's straight him. They always have one like you could say liability, like Big Mom. She's strong, but she's not the best to look at. But
Right.
and
Not at all.
Like Kaido, he's strong and he's cool, but he's always
He's a
depressed.
crybaby though.
Yeah, and he gets drunk and stuff. Just like Joy Boy
Yeah.
was saying. A lot of people want it to be a certain way, but if it was like that, then it wouldn't be One Piece. Like, why would you people complain about One Piece for being One Piece, and they
Yeah.
if you
It
to this
wouldn't be
point they've read every single bit of it. Then why are you complaining? Because this is how it always is
not
every
only would
time.
it not be One Piece, but you would take away pieces of the character that make them who they are. You take away pieces of somebody's humanity. Because as far as we know, most people have some sort all of these even through all the races and species in One Piece, there's still some form of humanity to them, right? Everybody except Kaido so far, who's apparently just a creature. But
He's
you know,
definitely a creature. This dude's definitely
every
not.
yeah,
He's 100. But they've
everybody
said
had
it way too many times for him to be.
right. Everybody keeps saying beast, beast, the thing, this thing,
Is he
and I'm
even
like, okay,
human? Is he even a human? That's what Nami said. Is he even a human? And a lot of people said, "Is this the?" Even when he fell from the cloud, they were like, "Is this the shape of a human? This can't be
hmm
human. It's a monster."
yeah, I think Sanji, this is it's the best thing for him to display
Best thing for him
who
to
and
display.
who and what he is. That's what.
especially especially in regards to his family. His family has crapped on his cooking ever since he was a kid. This is the number one thing to shove it in their face and say, "Hey, I saved your lives with my cooking. You said I can't cook, I shouldn't cook,
Right,
but if I couldn't cook, then y'all would be dead."
right, right. Everybody would be up the creek. So, and I think Sanji's gonna bake a cake that will make Big Mom pass out. That's what he said. And if he does that, to me, as somebody who cooks and who bakes, that your power is on a whole nother level, right?
Yeah,
Because what we have yet to see now, Sanji gained some techniques, right, from the Okama. He got a whole bunch of techniques from Yonko. Okay, those 99 vital recipes. Oda hasn't dived into that at all. We
that's
haven't
true.
seen.
That's true.
We
That's
have we
very
have yet
true.
to see everybody really break out a few of those. I think that are very important little things that they learned
Well, Brook has
when we were in time skip. Well,
Brook
definitely
and
Brook.
Nami, Brook, Nami, and Usopp have been showing it though.
Yeah. Oh, Nami for sure. Nami's been showing out.
Brooke has too, because even in the latest, the I think it was 875, when he was using
Mm-hmm.
his body with his soul, he was still
Mm-hmm.
able to fight because he attached piece of his soul to his the hand, the arm that held was holding the sword. That's something else that he learned, that he said he couldn't control his body, but he can if he attaches his soul from the outside and just moves it like a puppet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. That's what he did when he was fighting.
The Soul King. He is the Soul King.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, man. That's why I wish that I had more time during that part, because I kept telling people like Brooks will be able to stand a chance against Big Mom because he is not just a soul king. He is the soul king. He's the king of souls, literally the king of souls. He
Yeah,
has
and
the
that's.
strongest soul in the One Piece world, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
I'm theorizing. He has the strongest soul in the One Piece world because his soul was so strong that even when his body died, it still remained with his skeleton.
Yep. Yep.
Everybody else's soul leaves the body, but people feel like the fruits, it just changes it, but I feel like it changes like the characteristics of a person's soul, not just a person's body.
True, true. That would
Kind of
make
like
sense.
how what's his name, Gecko Moria changed. He was like, I can control the soul of the shadow, and
Right,
that's why he made the soul stretch, and that's why he can make Or's arm stretch because he's
right, right.
controlling the soul. So I feel like Luffy's soul is more has a rubber characteristic. That's why his body has the rubber characteristic.
Mhm. His soul
Same,
is so
so forth and so
a
on.
part a part of who he is now because once you consume a devil fruit, it's a part of who you are until you die.
Yep.
And the essence of you, if we look at, let's say Ace's fruit, rest in peace, Ace D Porkus. Let's look at Ace's fruit that Sabo has now eaten that, right? Not only was it a memento to Ace that Luffy and Sabo both stated, but Sabo's attacks, you could you can almost feel Ace in those attacks and feel Ace's power with Sabo's style. It's like
Even though,
you're always gonna be part of that.
and the best part about it is Sabo never saw Ace fight with his devil fruit.
Right? He had no idea.
He
He
had
didn't
no
know that.
idea how Ace fought with his devil fruit.
So and to use the fire fist attack like that too, and
Yeah.
be so reminiscent of Ace and have all of that in him. It's like okay, you know it's coming from somewhere else. The essence of that person is become a part of that devil fruit too. I think that goes both ways. Um, where were we at? Sanji, back to Sanji. Sanji, my man, my man.
One thing about Sanji that a lot of people overlook is he's the only one that could have turned pudding on their side because he wholeheartedly
Correct,
believed that she was beautiful when he saw her third eye. He's like, man, your third eye,
correct.
you're still so beautiful. Nobody else would have been able to do that. It's Sanji ever since the new world. I mean, the time skip. Sanji has been his characteristics have been like more I don't know at the forefront. Even when he went to the Okame, he hadn't seen women in a long time in two
Right.
years, and he was always bleeding anytime he saw a woman. Like he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
literally in danger of dying when he saw a woman because he would lose too much blood. But
Yep,
that
yep.
had
The
nothing to
Shira
do.
Hoshi, David needed a blood transfusion when he saw Princess Shira Hoshi. You
Yeah.
know.
So that's the thing. So with Sanji being Sanji, like that's to his benefit. Everything that Sanji has been has always been negative until the time skip, until after the time skip. Same thing with Violet. The same thing he did. He put Violet, made Violet believe in him more, and in the
Right.
Straw Hats because of how he was. Even when she tried to attack him, he was like, "Hey, man, I'm not gonna fight you." And it's not because the
I
best thing about
refused.
it is, yeah, the best thing about it is it's not because he's like, I'm I'm stronger than you and you're weaker, you're a woman, so I'm not gonna fight you. But no, his principle is just I
Yeah,
do
that's
not want to hit
right.
women, regardless of
That's
any
who
because
I
Big
am.
Mom is the strongest, is a strong woman. If you don't want to hit her because she's a woman, then you're stupid. But he doesn't want to hit her because she's a woman, not because she's weaker or anything, but just because that's how much he respects women. He's willing
Correct.
to die for that
Correct. His
because of his
principles. That's right.
high nature.
I think that Sanji, those characteristics of him that you can be, people can be upset about certain things about Sanji. Like and that might make him seem weak in some aspects, but those pieces of Sanji that are intangibles make him one of the strongest characters. That's why he's one of the Straw Hats Big Three, but one of the strongest characters I think storyline period because he's going to be able to do things that we other people can't do. A cook has I mean we've seen it without Sanji. The Straw Hats
Would
are
not make it. Yeah,
yeah, they're in serious trouble, right? Luffy almost died.
yeah,
he
that's
eats,
true.
you eat the skin of the poisonous fish. Who else would have known about that immediately except Sanji to
And
prepare to hook it up to
the only
feed
reason
everybody,
Chopper knew about that, the only reason Chopper even knew about that was because he read one of Sanji's books.
right? So everybody has those intangibles. They're all part of the crew for a reason.
Yeah.
But I think that people need to cut Sanji some slack and let him be himself. Because, like you said, he's the only one that could have got Pudding to turn to the other side. Even Big Mom hated on her third eye. Right? Everybody makes someone feel some type of way, and then there's Sanji, who comes from a place of compassion. I mean, he feed rats when he was a kid, right? He's cooking and feeding rats because
Ratatouille,
no
man. Ratatouille.
right, no being should go hungry in Sanji's
Yeah.
mind. And this was
Yeah.
before Sanji went out there and starved for what, 2 weeks with Red Leg Zeth? They're on an island starving. So people got to think about how much Sanji values food. He's not just baking this cake for Big Mom to make her stop attacking the pirate crew and pass out whatever. He's also baking this cake to gain respect from Big Mom. Because think about the respect that she's gonna have for Straw Hats and for Sanji if she
I
eats
don't
this
think that he
cake.
cares about. He doesn't really care about respect because if he cared about respect, then his actions would be totally different. And
As
what he
far as
does, he
what?
cares. And as far as anything, because if he cared about respect, then he wouldn't be go so crazy over women because he doesn't care. When he sees a beautiful woman, he's gonna show his
I,
appreciation.
I think he just can't help himself. That's what I think.
I
I
think
think he
he.
cares about respect and he
I
wants
mean,
respect
if you could,
from
if you
them. And
respect it, like look at you. If you respect it, you can go crazy for a bunch of things. But
right.
if you have want to show people to want people to respect you, want to have respect for yourself, you will calm yourself down for it. If your
Yeah, you
respect is
show some self
before that
control.
love, yeah, that respect is above the love. If you can control yourself, but if you
Right.
can't, then the love is above the respect. In
Yeah,
my
he just
opinion,
bugging out. Yeah.
yeah.
I think so. Do you think that anybody in the crew is going to have a negative reaction to the events that unfolded with German 66
I hope Zoro
and how
has.
Sanji treated? So do
I
I.
hope I hope Zoro has a negative reaction because Zoro, in my opinion, is a big hypocrite because he wants everybody to just assume to just be like, oh, Captain said this, so it was good, but that's not the type of crew that the Straw Hats are. You should not just automatically fall in line just because the captain says so. Like 100%, you should be able to say, hold on, man, let's think this through.
Right,
You
right.
should
Not Nami.
follow what
Nami does
everybody
that.
said. Yeah,
Nami has done that periodically throughout time,
yeah,
right? And she's the ship's navigator. So you can't just say I'm the captain. You need to follow my orders all the time. You don't own your crewmates. This is not a
exactly.
matter of like you're my subordinate. If it's a the difference between I think the Straw Hat crews or some pirate crews, you do have captains that treat their people as subordinates. Look at Doflamingo, right? You have leaders who treat everybody as if they're nothing to them, like Doflamingo did with Bellamy. Okay, now granted Bellamy still followed him, but you are not going to get from somebody who you treat as you're my subordinate, do as I say, and that's it. The same thing that you'll get from somebody that you say, if I tell you what to do and you disagree and we come to a different conclusion, who knows what level we could go to? You're not going to, being able to have an open
Yeah,
dialogue,
but
especially with your captain, I think makes you stronger.
you got to remember that even with Doflamingo, they didn't treat their subordinates. I mean, they did treat their subordinates like crap, but they didn't let their subordinates know that they were treating them like crap. Because remember when
Right.
Glacius was, I forgot what he was doing, but the subordinates were in harm's way. And then he was like, y'all are the elite of the elite. Y'all can handle this. So
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily.
So,
Even though Flamingo realized that if you rule with if you let well even with false compassion, people will fight harder than you than if you rule them with fear.
right, right.
Because we are seeing right now because in Big Mom's crew what happens if you lead with fear. Because Opera was afraid, and that's why Luffy escaped, and nobody knew about it. Luffy and Nami escaped,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody knew about it because he feared for his life. But if there was more compassion, if he was like, okay, Big Mom won't kill me for this, but she'll be upset, but I can tell her and I can fix it, then they would have been a whole different story because we've seen it time and
But,
time again in Big
yeah,
Mom's crew that they
Pudding
fear
was
for her.
afraid.
Yeah, they fear for her, so they instead of like letting everybody know what's happening, they lie and uh, and
Yeah.
everything.
I think Sanji, as far as I think it's going to be Usopp. That's what I feel. I feel like Usopp is going to show out and be some kind of upset
Why would
about
he be
Sanji
upset when he
action.
did the same thing? He's the one that should not talk at all.
I know, but that's why I think he's going to. Usopp is kind of like okay, and in
I,
my
I
mind,
totally disagree.
I like Usopp for what he brings to the table. His cowardice is part of what makes him special and different from anybody else because it's not so much cowardice as it is human fear, right? Whereas Zoro and Sanji have a different kind of feeling about their bodies. So, it's almost like they do inhuman feats at times. Usopp is not going to go there. Usopp gets scared. Like like regular people, we all get scared. But I think that he is gonna feel as if Sanji stepped into his boundaries with some cowardice, right? By not explaining or telling either Luffy or the crew the real deal behind the situation, what was going on. I feel like Usopp's gonna be
Nah,
really upset.
for Usopp to be upset at that, then Usopp would never have to be afraid of anything anymore. He would have to never ever show fear. I feel like Usopp would be like Sanji. I would have did the same thing because you can't
Not
tell me
Us,
that Usopp would not have done the same thing with
but
that.
Usopp is the type to say though, and he's the type to. Maybe we've seen this. He's the type to go ahead and to make that statement that now I Usopp pledge that I will never be afraid of an enemy or a battle ever again. He's the type to say something like that. He would do that, not to say he'll follow through, but he would say it. We've seen it
Yeah,
as
he
he
would say it, but
especially
he
wanted to
wouldn't
be.
follow through with it. Then he would be like, "Oh, I meant only." Then he would he would like he would characterize it. He would like, "Oh, I meant battles that happen at 10 o'clock on Mondays." This type of thing
Right?
he'll do.
Yeah, yeah. But he'll say it though. He'll say it though. I think Usopp might come out face and say something to Sanji.
I think that the person that has to come out will be Zoro. Because Nami, even though Nami said that she won't forgive Sanji because he kicked Luffy, but he just didn't want them to get hurt. And it's rightfully so. This is the one time where Sanji was like a person was right when they ran away. Like Robin, she was kind of right, but they still surpassed their limits and were
Yeah.
able to beat CP9. Nami
Yes.
was wrong when she did it, but Sanji was totally right for listening because Zeph was in trouble. He had to run away. So for Zoro to get mad, I feel like Sanji would get mad. And like my dad was life was on the line. It's not about beating Big Mom, even if Luffy could beat Big Mom. And Sanji just turned around and was like, "Hey, let's fight Big Mom." And then they fought him, and then they defeated Big Mom. Zeph still would have died. And is it worth it if Zeph dies? Is it worth defeating
What
Big Mom if Zeph dies?
What do you think? What do you think events are going to play out with Ziff? I mean, we haven't. There's no more detail into. Is he captured? Was it a lie? Is that a matter of deception?
Definitely,
Is he already dead?
it
I mean,
definitely wasn't a lie. I mean, I feel like they were just surveying him, and so he avoided Zeph having trouble with German 66, but Big Mom's crew can still go after Zeph. So I feel like with this, if even if Big Mom still doesn't forgive the Straw Hats, she can at least
right.
forgive Zeph or Sanji. She'll at least absolve Sanji of everything, even though he is a Straw Hat. Like she will still be mad at Luffy, but she won't be mad at Sanji. You know what I'm saying? So Sanji won't
I
have to
think
worry
she's
about
gonna come.
Zeph
Yeah,
anymore.
right. Sanji's gonna get a
Zeph-
complete pass after she takes a bite out of this
yeah,
cake.
yeah,
You
because
know.
Sanji has harnessed the itis. he
That's
has
the ultimate power.
he gained the ability to give anybody the itis whenever
Hey,
he gives
you
them food.
put somebody to sleep. That's the ultimate power. Think about Big Mom. She's out of the equation immediately. You're in a
Yep.
fight, and you give her something delicious. It's not like she's not gonna eat. So
And and the thing is, I feel like it's even more so when a person is a foodie. Like when they love food and they eat good food, they enjoy it more than a person who eats good food and they're just like, you know what? Like I
right,
like food, but I'm not like I eat it just to live, and I don't eat it to savor it. See,
right.
someone like Big Mom, she eats it to enjoy it. She fully immerses herself in the joy of eating.
Makes her
But
happy. That's
yeah,
the only thing what
exactly.
makes her happy.
Yeah, but somebody like Zoro, who's more of a drinker and not really an eater, he would eat it like, man, this is good, but it wouldn't
Right. Like, he's not
take him all
diving
the way.
into it like that. Right.
Yeah,
It's not a whole thing for him. I think that this it might be an awkward W for the Straw Hats, but I think through and through overall we see a victory for the crew, right, on Whole Cake Island because everybody has displayed something new. Everybody's gotten a little bit stronger, but not only that, as a crew, in pieces, they have conquered something that and they are going to conquer something now. It's not done yet, but when it's all said and done, and Sanji bakes his cake and she takes a bite of that, you have conquered a Yonko. It doesn't matter how a win is a win is a win in my mind. It doesn't matter how you do it, whether it be 1v1, one hit KO, or it be, you take a bite out
one
of this
bite
wedding
KO.
cake and you pass out. Right. A win is a win is a win. It doesn't matter. So
I agree.
it might be unorthodox. And it might not make people feel good that they didn't get to see what they wanted to see as far as a straw hat display of strength, power, this and that. But we're seeing a display of skill sets that strategy is just as important in the new world as strength is. I think that's what people
Exactly.
might not be. They might not put
Exactly.
an emphasis on that. Like that strategy is if just as if not more important in the new world. Think about the Marines. Strength is important to them, but strategy is just as if not more important to the Marines.
Yeah,
Without the
because
strategy,
without the strategy, they wouldn't have given the Whitebeard pirates a run for their money in the Paramount War. It
right?
could have been a totally different thing if they just went brawn against brawn, but they had a plan. It was all to their advantage though, because they
Hmm.
had home court, literally had home court advantage. They had traps set up. They had all the strategic advantages.
Right. Like
But
if you take the out of that situation and you go Marines versus Whitebeard pirates and the Straw Hats, we'll say I don't know, throw in a couple of revolutionaries also, like Ivankov, Sabo. We have yet to see what's going on with Dragon. I want to see more about Dragon, but let's throw a couple of them in there. I'm giving I'm giving the pirate crews a W. You know,
yeah, if
if
it's if
if
it's
if
even
we
if
put
it's
them on
just
a neutral land,
yeah, I was about to say it was just like a plane, like just a flat land. Let's
yep,
say it's about 1 kilometer square, 1 square kilometer. And I would give it to the pirate crews too because they just. But you gotta also remember that pirates outnumber the Marines too.
correct. That's
So
true.
I mean that's what anywhere. The
That's
amount of
true.
just sheer people will outnumber the law enforcement. But
I want at the end of the day, I want people to give Sanji the respect that he deserves as not only a member of the crew, but a different type of crew member, different type of person, because
because
nobody else can do the things that he can do.
Sanji is kind of the epitome of One Piece, like much more, in my opinion, much more than Luffy. Because Sanji, he does the fighting, he does the thinking, he does the intangibles like the cooking and everything. And the one person who is the most clutch person, in my opinion, is Sanji. He always comes in when you need him because he's always paying attention. He saved Nami them from Doflamingo. He saved, I think, Nami them from from that dude, Sheep's Head.
Yeah,
He always comes in right on time. Zoro does too,
yeah.
but it's way more Sanji. Sanji is
I think
always attentive. That's why anytime he hears a woman cry, bam, he's there. Who else do you know that can hear
right.
something? It automatically appears there. Sanji is
Now,
just, in my
honestly,
opinion, just
I
super clutch.
clutch. I'll say I put Usopp just about at Sanji's level when it comes to clutch because Usopp comes through when
I need
not
some
only
examples. I need some examples
he least expected. Okay, Usopp's sniper shot um,
against Carrot. I
on
mean, not
Dressrosa.
Carrot, but
Yeah,
what's the girl's name? Sugar.
yeah,
Doing some
Sugar
type of
on
food.
Dressrosa.
All right, but
That
what else?
um, Usopp, Usopp and the Tontada, right? Now
All right,
getting the
how about
Tontada to
other than Dressrosa? Other than Dressrosa, I
other
know
than
some
Dressrosa.
fucking clutch.
Okay, if we go back, well, I mean, it's post time skip Usopp is really where the clutch comes in because pre time
When,
skip
when,
Usopp.
when, 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 when?
Let me think. Let me think. Let me think.
All right, so why you thinking? I mean, I
I
think
can't
that you
remember
can't compare
the clutch.
Usopp and Sanji, but the one person who you can put up there is um, Frankie. Frankie's also been, and now Brooke. You got to put Brooke into the equation because
Definitely got to put Brook in the equation.
with this arc, with this with this arc right now, with the Whole Cake Island, Brooke has just been coming through again and again. It's like he said, okay,
Did
it's time for
Usopp
me to
come in
showcase
clutch
my
on
skills.
Fishman Island at all?
I not that I remember.
I do. I haven't really seen. Well, I guess you're right. I'm trying
I
to
would,
think, and I can't think of Usopp like time and time again. I guess just certain situations, the
yeah,
scenarios that
situations.
he's coming clutch make it
Yeah,
seem like it's like, oh snap, that's on a whole other level. But
yeah,
his
I agree with that.
consistency, the only thing that Usopp is consistent about is being Usopp, and that's running away.
Yeah, and that's why, like, even when Joy Boy, I was watching one of his videos, and he was like, Usopp is already the bravest person in the crew. But I disagree. I think it's Usopp and Nami and Chopper even at times, and well Brook too. But those four, they're always afraid, but they always fight.
Hmm.
Especially Brook. Brook is the one he goes more on the line automatically. But still, Usopp is still the one that's the most afraid, though. So I would say that he is. I would constitute him as the bravest on the crew. But
He's the least willing, I think, to come into his skill set because he wants to be the king of snipers.
yeah,
But you know, we have to see. We got to see Usopp show out. The next
yeah,
couple arcs, especially Wano, depending on how long this arc is, we got to see some of our members really show out for real. I'm looking at
the,
Luffy, like you
the,
say about Sanji being more um, the embodiment of One Piece, even more so than Luffy. I kind of disagree a little bit because Luffy is the embodiment of the free spirit, and
yes, he,
that's the essence of what Sanji has that free spirit, right? He has that love for freedom like Luffy does, but he's indebted to some things in a certain way. It's almost as if Luffy has
yeah. I mean, I would take that. I would take if
no
you can take.
ties to anything.
I have it as both of them embody One Piece the most. Both of them are the embodiment together
Yeah.
of the series One Piece.
Mhm. True. That's true. That's true. All right. One more thing I wanted to touch on. Another thing. Um, Luffy, Luffy and his fights, and at some point in time, we're going to see Luffy face off against stronger opponents than he ever have. Is there going to be a form or a method of fighting that Luffy chooses, perfects, and utilizes to defeat somebody like Kaido or Blackbeard? And how is there going to be? Because it can't just be Gear Fourth in my mind. He can't just go Gear Fourth and fight somebody like Blackbeard.
Okay, but what about this? I'm not saying that Gear Fourth will be his final form, but what if Gear Fourth is like a uh gives him a malleable martial art? What if he has an unlimited amount of forms, especially when he let's say he gains his awakening, and he's gains the ability to manipulate his rubber body any way he sees fit. And he can create a lot more forms than just Tank Man and Bounce Man. What if
Correct.
he has that ability to do that and ability to have like a jump man, run man,
Hmm.
shoot man, all these different types of abilities that he can have, or he can have one form where he can take all the best factors of every ability and then put that into
And
one form. But
you're more willing to do.
yeah, so the Gear 4, I feel like Gear 4 can go a long way, but it could only have two forms, but it could have an unlimited amount of forms. So people don't really necessarily know how much it is. I don't feel like it will be the last one, but if it is, I don't think it will be like such a bad thing. I don't feel like it'll be the worst, but I feel like
Me either.
there's so many options, especially with how little we know about Awakening, that we know about Luffy's ability to fight stronger opponents. Because
Hmm.
like even though he was really way weakened against Big Mom, like fought for a few days, didn't eat, hasn't eaten for a while. And he hit a one punch. He couldn't even hold his Gear 4 form anymore. But
But he still threw a punch though. Still threw a
yeah,
punch.
he still got in Gear 4, which is an amazing thing in and of itself.
Hmm.
But he couldn't go. So I want to see him. See, that's another thing. I saw when Oda was doing this when he had Luffy fighting for such a long time against Cracker. He had Luffy not eating for such a long time. I was like, he's making this into where Luffy cannot fight Big Mom, or probably not even any of his subordinates. Because if Luffy fights Katakuri right now and defeats Katakuri, then in my mind, that puts Luffy way above Katakuri.
Yeah,
Luffy is
way above. He done fought
Luffy,
and beat,
Luffy is really weak now.
especially Cracker. Right. And that's a days long battle. So and not even have any energy. We don't know when that tank exhausts, when Luffy's tank really exhausts. I think that is his willpower that goes. above and beyond. But part of that is the tendencies of rubber. If Luffy, awakening, I think more about. I think that when we get to Wano, we're gonna touch
Hey,
on.
hey, Adonis.
Uh,
I'm gonna have to cut this live stream short because my computer is dying and I cannot find my charger anywhere.
no problem, sir. No problem.
Yeah, man. So, all right, man. Thank you for listening. Yeah, it's me, Kentama Sensei, and your boy Adonis.
Yeah, man.
I
Yo,
think
thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
we're gonna have another live stream on Monday. I don't know when, but or Monday or Sunday, Sunday or Monday, one of those 2 days. But yeah, man.
Hit that.
Y'all have a good day.
All right then.
Be
All
blessed.
right then. Thank y'all. Peace.